is a very prolific gold district. In fact, we've hit with every drill hole we've put into the Panther Creek Shear Zone, the main geological structure that hosts the gold mineralization at Beartrack-Arnett. It's part of the reason why we've been so successful in terms of our finding cost.
We're in discussion with Revival Gold today, an exploration and development company with assets in the USA. And I'm pleased to welcome to Assay TV, Revival's president and CEO, Hugh Agro. Welcome, Hugh.
Well, thank you for having me.
So the focus is over at Beartrack-Arnett, I think, for this particular discussion, your flagship project located in Idaho. But could we first frame the conversation by getting a quick overview of the company and your projects, and then we can go into some of the details of what you've been discovering on the drills?
For sure. Revival Gold is growth-focused. Our Beartrack-Arnett Gold Project, located in the western United States, now hosts 4 million ounces of gold. We've completed a PEA on the first phase of that project and are working now towards a PFS. This is a brownfield site, largest past producer in the state of Idaho, and we are marching ahead with exploration drilling, actually just started.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's go into some of the exploration drilling and the results that you've got at Beartrack-Arnett.
Yes, for sure. It's been a fantastic journey over the last 4 years. We put the project together in 2017. It's the amalgamation of claims dating back to the first governor of the state of Idaho, who was himself a frontiersman and a miner. And we've grown this project, as I mentioned, now 4 million ounces of gold, just updated with a 56% increase in the indicated resource, a 20% increase in the inferred resource. We've been adding gold on this project at less than $5 an ounce finding cost. As I mentioned, we've been exploring and we are back drilling again now this year in the Joss area where we have a high-grade target. Last year, we intersected about 410 meters of 4.3 grams per ton gold, within which we have a high-grade core, about 14 meters of 12 grams and another 12 meters of 9 grams. So this is an exciting gold project. And the other aspect of it is we've got a first phase to this project, which is heap leach. So relatively straightforward to execute, low capital, taking advantage of existing gold processing facility, roads, power to site. And that will get us into about $50 million a year of free cash flow in our first phase of operation.
Fantastic. It represents a significant growth then of indicated and inferred results. So overall, this is telling you that this is still a really quality result, despite it having been a brownfield site and operations closed down. There's still a lot of gold to be discovered.
Well, the old adage is you find the gold in the shadow of a head frame. And certainly in this case, 5 million ounces of gold have been discovered or produced in the valleys that constitute our property position. The mining and exploration has been ongoing since the mid-1800s. This is a very prolific gold district. In fact, we've hit with every drill hole we've put into the Panther Creek Shear Zone, the main geological structure that hosts the gold mineralization at Beartrack-Arnett. It's part of the reason why we've been so successful in terms of our finding cost.
Yeah, excellent. So how far along is to work towards the PFS then? What are some of the stepping stones that investors can really look out for in terms of your path forward to getting to that?
Well, there's two foundational elements. First, the PEA, which we completed in 2000, and now the updated resource, which just came out in May. So from that basis, we have some more drilling to do this year. And in parallel to that, we're doing metallurgical testing. We have 12 columns under leach testing at the lab, and we've got geotechnical studies, which are winding up now, as well as hydrological work. We've already initiated supplemental baseline data collection work, and all of that will dovetail into the PFS, which should be completed by the end of this year, sets us up for our plan of operations, and ultimately to restart construction.
Yeah, excellent. You mentioned the drilling program. Do you have a little bit more detail on that? Sort of how far you're going to go, how much deeper you're going to go? What is the strategy to really sort of focus in, or is it to spread wide across Beartrack-Arnett?
Yeah, so we'll try and do all things. We've got about 5,000 meters of core drilling to start with immediately. In the Joss area, which I mentioned is a high-grade target for us, a kilometer of strike, 18 drill holes with an average grade of 7.3 grams per ton gold in the core. And then we'll move to the Hades satellite deposit, which is all in oxides within 150 meters of surface, an open pit target for us, open in all directions. We'll catch up with some further out the pipeline exploration drilling. We've got plans for 3,000 meters, an additional 3,000 meters of RC drilling on our outlying target areas. Again, this project has multiple targets over the 5,800 hectare land position. And so we've got barely scratching the surface here with what we've done to date. Lots of drilling to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's talk about the company financials. And you've obviously financed this phase of drilling, but could you give a snapshot of the capital structure for the investors who are interested at the moment?
9.1 million of cash in the company. Just brought in Donald Smith, a deep value investor in January, and this is a cornerstone institutional investor among the 40% of our existing shareholders who are institutions, and that sets us up well for this program that I've been talking about, the drilling, the PFS. We've got a non-core asset which we've just vended off, which will give us additional liquidity to fund our growth in gold. And in terms of shares outstanding, about 86 million shares outstanding. Share price is about 60 cents a share, so roughly a $50 million market cap, and trading currently at about $8 or $9 an ounce in the ground. Of course, as we progress the project economics and show that PFS data to the street, I think we'll see a re-rate to closer to where some of our peers are at the development stage, and particularly because we've got this head start with our infrastructure and existing permitting aspects that are already in place. I should mention too, we've got a stellar team. Former general manager for the operation is on our team. We've got strong leadership in the exploration and engineering side, and a board that's done it before in multiple iterations. So we've got the backing, institutional investors, we've got the team, and we've got the project in phases, which limits risks and gives us a ton of upside.
Yeah, absolutely. And presumably, once you get closer to the construction phase, it really will broaden up the capital markets exposure, and you'll be able to do that perhaps a little quicker given the brownfield nature of this project as well.
Yeah, it's a risk-off point of time in the market, and I think being in the Western United States in a clear mining jurisdiction with the strong institutional support, and very importantly, a project that can be phased as opposed to a multi-$100 million project that is subject to capital cost inflation. We're talking about a first phase of $100, perhaps a bit more, $1 million, and that is very manageable for a company our size, given the pedigree of our team.
Yep, absolutely. And so also you have in the portfolio Diamond Mountain. Is that sort of quite dormant right now? Is there any update there? Is that something you're keeping in there for optionality for some investors as well?
Yeah, it's a phosphate project. Of course, the world is short of phosphate right now with all that's going on, and so we've brought the project back to life, spun it into a new company that's run by a super team. Backed by strong investors, and we'll take a little bit of cash out of that arrangement, a 20% share position in the spin-out vehicle, and that's as I mentioned earlier, that just gives us more liquidity to invest in our focus on gold and on the Beartrack-Arnett Gold Project.
Yeah, absolutely. That's excellent. That makes sense. Okay, so just to summarize some of the catalysts coming up, then obviously working towards the PFS, but for investors, the catalysts to look out for this year.
Follow-up drilling on those high-grade intercepts from last year. That's what's immediately out the gate. And then we'll be into the oxide targets. As I mentioned, we've got some peripheral exploration targets, including one that we haven't touched yet, Roman's Trench, where we have 2 grams gold in oxide at surface. And so we'll be following up there later this season. The PFS to follow, and it's an exciting time. I mean, lots of moving pieces in the industry right now. I think this is a good time to position for the gold rally to come.
Yes, absolutely, Hugh. With some of the macro headwinds, it looks looking more favourable in that respect. And of course, as you solidify your position and move forward with those catalysts, it's a really exciting season ahead for you. So we look forward to catching up further in the year with the project. So thanks for speaking with Assay TV.
Thank you.